Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica.
I'm John.
Cancel Destiny 2 and Call of Duty, boys. Activision's got a hankering for some more remastered video games, thanks to everybody rushing out to buy Crash Bandicoot over the last few weeks.
Okay, good job gamers, you did it. So much for new IP. Let's just ruin everything. After keeping Crash Bandicoot on the back burner for years, Activision's got a Bandicoot boner. Who fucking wrote that?
Eddie.
For sure now. And has indicated that the Sane Trilogy could fuel a whole host of remasters out of the company for years to come.
So DJ Hero Remastered, here we come, the game we've all been asking for. Oh yeah, John looks in pain right now. All this news about our remastered future now with even trickier platform jumping comes from Activision's most recent earning call, where they went over the last quarter's results. The TLDR version, and if you don't know what that means, it's too long, didn't read, is that they made a shitload of money and a whole lot of it was fueled by Crash Bandicoot.
CEO Eric Hirschberg said that Crash's success was downright shocking to the company, who certainly didn't expect it to sell as well as it did. Hirschberg told investors, "We had no idea. It's hard to tell whether that's a vocal minority or whether that's a real mass audience until you put something out there, and Crash has surpassed all of our expectations by a pretty wide margin."
Meanwhile, gamers are like, no shit, we told you that. But all that didn't stop Hirschberg and Activision from patting themselves on the back about their foresight for remasters, though. Hirschberg went on to say, "I think this is just another example of us really listening to our communities and our fans and offering them great content where they want to engage, which is one of our core strategies."
Hirschberg then talked about how the company has a lot of great IP in their portfolio, and that they've already shown they know how to ride the remastered train fairly well, pointing to recent releases like Modern Warfare Remastered and Crash as the obvious examples.
What's funny about them bragging about it is that people have been asking for more Crash games for years. The Sane Trilogy was sort of the cheapest way of getting it out there without committing to a full new game, and hey, it worked.
Then comes the more interesting stuff, where Hirschberg promised the company will now be putting even more efforts into remastered games, saying, "So this is a strategy that clearly has our attention, and while there are no new announcements today, I think you can be confident there'll be more activity like this in the future with more great IP." The game that most gamers are really pulling for, second to Crash, is one of their other big classic icons, Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro.
Spyro.
What?
I call Spyro.
Oh my god, we're about to fight!
We haven't seen a proper Spyro the Dragon game since the release of Dawn of the Dragon in 2008, the last of the Legend of Spyro reboot trilogy.
Spyro, also more recently appeared in Skylanders and in the Netflix series, is joined by none other than Crash Bandicoot. So people have been hoping for a Spyro game for quite some time now. Considering it originally released on the PS1, it's sort of the perfect candidate for this kind of remaster.
It's kind of weird that Activision would act like they've got a ton of options for other remasters, though. They did release a lot of games in that same era, but none with the kind of staying power like Crash or Spyro. Less likely targets would be other PlayStation classics like the Tenchu series. Other than that, most of their other properties have either run their course, like Tony Hawk and Guitar Hero, because they've been making those for forever, or were the products of long-dead licensing agreements like the Spider-Man and X-Men series of games.
So all that being said, it actually makes another series in particular a likely candidate. Call of Duty. It also released games during that golden zone for remasters, and they've already seen that Modern Warfare Remastered can get gamers' attention. It wouldn't be surprising to see them revisit some of the original Call of Duty titles and maybe packaging them up all together.
Or they just make something new. If so, you'd hope they've learned from lessons from Modern Warfare Remastered, which just about everyone can agree was not handled well at all. Alternatively, Activision may target some of their really old IPs to get dusted off for a new generation.
Hirschberg also said the other opportunity beyond remasters is to look at some of our classic IP and ask whether or not it could be reborn on a new platform, like what we're going on with Skylanders on mobile.
Considering how long Activision's been in the game, that could include some really classic properties like Pitfall, Battlezone, and Afterburner. We're just pulling all these great ones out of here.
All of this should be no surprise to anyone who's been following along with the Crash Mania over the last month or so. It's already the best-selling physical game of 2017 so far, and PlayStation just revealed yesterday that it was also the top-selling PS4 game on PSN in the US and Europe, so it's looking pretty good on the digital front too.
I realize I'm being a total hypocrite because I play Pokemon and Mario and stuff like that, but I just want new stuff. New stuff's cool. So, we've talked about the psychology and economics of remasters in a recent video, but the point we made there still stands. Remasters are enormous business in modern gaming, particularly for games that live right in the nostalgia zone of the late 90s and early 2000s. Games which can be quickly dusted off and brought to new generation consoles with some resolution and graphical upgrades.
It's already becoming a core part of many companies' strategy in the upcoming years. Sega and Square Enix have made similar pledges to Activision over the last few months.
Yeah, so if you weren't convinced enough already, you can expect even more publishers to start charging you for games you've already played before, and apparently, you'll like it if Crash is any indication.
So what do you guys think of Activision announcing that they're going all in on remasters like Spyro the Dragon? Let us know in the comments.
For future updates on all the old games you're going to be playing for years to come, remember to like this video and subscribe to the Know. I actually never owned Spyro. I never really played a full game through.
Why is it Spyro?
Why is it Spyro?
Dragon, John! It's
Just
Spyro
is.
the Dragon!
I can't tell you why his name's Spyro. Why is my name pronounced John? That's how people pronounce it.
It's not. It's not Spyro!
I gotta go.
This became like a philosophical argument.
I gotta
Why is
go.
water wet?